Champagne and rejoicing belong to the same world, celebrated for a long time by all those who love beauty, balance, and grace. Beauty in the landscape of Champagne, balance of the proportion in blending of great wines like Champagne, the grace of life in countries like France, which offers so many gifts. Champagne is one of them. Today, wine expert Richard Julien will bring you to the joyful Champagne world. Richard Julien, known as the Champagne King, is a celebrated Swedish champagne expert. Julien was key in organizing the Millennium Tasting that inextricably linked his name to the recent history of wine. He has published several books, including 4,000 Champagnes and the Champagne Guide. Moreover, Richard holds the world record for the most champagnes ever tasted.
I'm Richard Julien. I'm your wine host. We are in France, the greatest wine country in the world. I'm going to pick some nice bottles for you. This is my choice today. GOSSET Grand Reserve, one of the best champagnes available.
The story of GOSSET family.
Right glass. Time to open a bottle of champagne. And how to do that is more important than you think. Because the most common eye injury in France is actually caused by flying champagne corks. So you lose the foil and then you turn the 6 laps like this. 4, 5, 6. Then with a very steady grip and half a second, take it away, put it in your pocket. Change hands, steady grip on the right hand, turning with the left hand, not the cork, just the bottle, and when you feel that the pressure is coming, there you go.
Of course, there are different ways of serving a bottle of champagne. Let's first see the most daring way.
That's another way of doing it. I mean, it looks very nice, doesn't it? You see, you have a nice angle, you have no glass inside, and the way of doing it is exactly like you Chinese play table tennis, just a backhand straight out.
The best way to learn champagne is to taste it. Be faithful to your tongue, and here comes your own champagne world.
When you serve a bottle of champagne, you put your thumb in the small cavity of the bottle, the rest of the fingers surrounding the bottle. Bring up the glass like this and pour in 2 steps. If you pour just once, look at the bubbles, what will happen? You'll have absolutely too much foam and you want to have the bubbles inside the wine, not inside the glass. So you pour in 2 steps. Look at the difference. Now I'm pouring again, quite slowly, on the inside of the bottle, on the already existing liquid. See the difference. Just a slight, beautiful mousse, clear, bubbles all the way. Time to taste this fantastic GOSSET Grand Reserve. Never hold on top of the glass, always on the leg. Spin the glass like this. A lot of aromas, up to 800 different aromas can actually be inside a great champagne. Put down your nose inside the glass, move the glass in different directions to really find everything that's inside. rich, beautiful, hazelnutty, flowery style, a lot of red apples as well. Take a huge sip, breathe through the wine to get all the new aromas entering your back passage on the nose. Again, this hazelnutty, almost smoky touch, lovely, long aftertaste. GOSSET is really one of my favorites.
GOSSET Grand Reserve, a faithful expression of the GOSSET style, unique blend of Chardonnay, Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier, and 12% of reserve wines, all of which have reached a perfect maturity. Pinot Noir brings power and structure to the Champagne of GOSSET. The Chardonnay, the only white grape variety, brings with it elegance, freshness, and fineness. As to Pinot Meunier, it is involved in the maturity and balance of wine.
The most fascinating thing about GOSSET is perhaps that it's absolutely the oldest brand of all in Champagne. You know, in 1584, when it was created, it was actually still wine at the time, no bubbles. The wine was still, but during time it became a delicious, sparkling beauty. The great thing about GOSSET is probably that it's based within the best village of Pinot Noir, the blackest grapes with the most strong character, most backbone, the most smoky aromas, and you can really sense it here. Sitting by the fireplace, the smoky atmosphere as well, together with a almost meaty character, some strong shellfish aromas alongside that, and the almonds. Top of the line. Connected to aperitif, just starting off, or celebration. But for me, champagne is so much more than that. Especially the combination between great food and champagne can be absolutely sensational. Just look at the table. I have some fish, I have some lovely vegetables, some seafood, I have bread which could be freshly baked or toasted, mushrooms, nuts, great ingredients that suits champagne perfectly well. Especially for you, I know many of you live close to the sea and you eat a lot of seafood. You know that beer drinking, which is very common, together with that, is not as healthy, not as good as choosing a real great white wine. And the most nutritious, the greatest amount of minerals, the most antioxidants in any white wine is actually coming from champagne. Also, another thing about combination between wine and food is that right now, when we have this international cuisine, a lot of crossover, a lot of delicate things that should meet together, the only wine that you can serve all through the meal is actually champagne. Ask any star chef in the world, they go for champagne together with their degustation menu.
To know more about GOSSET and other champagnes, we recommend you Richard Julin and his Champagne Guide.
I made a lot of research of champagne. I actually tasted more champagne than anyone else, 6,500 at the moment, and I found GOSSET one of the most inspiring and interesting champagnes of all. It's handmade, you know, the oldest history of all, 1584, incredible. Everything based on Ailly Pinot Noir, the best, the strongest backbone, the most powerful of champagnes, and as well, a story I didn't tell you. In 1999, I made the Millennium Tasting, the most incredible tasting of all the best champagnes, the most expensive ever made, and it came out third out of 150, the GOSSET 1952. So please read more about it in my Champagne Guide on page 212, and of course, cheers to you all, enjoy your champagne.